Hello, hello. We are on our final day for the Noster hack, and it's been a long 2 weeks or fast, depending on how quick you're hacking, I guess. Yeah, but we're finally here. It's the 24th, and our pitches submission close at 23:59 tonight, UTC. So make sure you have all your written pitches submitted before then. But in the meantime, that's still some hours from now. In the meantime, we wanted to give a platform to some of the projects. And we have four of them today to just who'll be showcasing what they've done in the past couple of weeks. Some really cool solutions have been built. And we have some of our judges. We got Boomy here and Aliash, who is going to be, just giving some feedback to the projects and asking questions and whatnot. How are you doing, guys? Boomy? Aliash?
Hey, I'm super excited about being here. Awesome. Can't
Man.
wait to hear about all the projects.
Yeah, so these are just four of the projects, by the way. There's like 45 more.
I know. Yeah.
Aliash, you're behind a brick in front of a brick wall there. It looks a little suspicious. How's everything? Are you a free man?
Yeah. Still free. Luckily, the bricks are orange, not my jumpsuit, so we're still good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming along on this. I'm gonna have a bit of a housekeeping. As you know, we have a couple great supporters for this event. The event on a whole, it's presented by Bolt Fun, the Noster Design Community, and Wolf. Yes, claps for them. And I'd like to talk a little bit about Wolf for a second. So Wolf is an accelerator in New York City, and they're providing basically like guaranteed funding to any of the startups that get accepted into the accelerator. And I think in 10 days they're kicking off their first cohort, so that's kind of exciting. I think there's eight different projects which have been accepted so far. And they've had this fantastic office in New York City, in Manhattan. And basically, what they do, if you get accepted into Wolf once you apply, you basically get flown out. You and your whole team get flown out to New York City to be in person with like all these great mentors and supporters and stuff that they've kind of organized. They're focused on Bitcoin and Lightning startups. Of course, but they are very interested in Noster right now. So I've had a chat with Brian, Kelly, and Clara from there, and they're super excited for the things happening in the Noster space. It's giving some pretty cool utility to Bitcoin, and So you can scan the code or check out their website and apply if you want to take your hackathon project and turn it into a startup. I think that's something that's we definitely need more companies in the space. Definitely, that's one way in which we can grow this whole ecosystem, right? Because okay, I'm not gonna get into that rant. All right, this other sponsor that we have is kind of close to me. It's Peak Shift Venture and Design Studio. It's the company behind Bolt Fun. And we do design sprints and UI, UX design thinking. We bring these to startups in the Bitcoin space, and I guess now Noster as well. Still getting used to talking about my own company here, but if you're a startup, need design advice, UI, UX stuff, hit us up. And so we have some other sponsors who I have to highlight here as well. Not have to, but like just really super appreciative of. Spiral, they're taking They're trying to make Bitcoin more than an investment. They have grant programs, which they fund like a whole bunch of open source communities and projects like the Bitcoin design community, um, BDK and LDK, which provides tools for developers and to build Bitcoin wallets faster or build Lightning wallets faster. Those projects are going on like really well, and they're super cool to check out. We have one here from one of our judges as well, Boomy. Get Albi. I think you know about this one. Yeah, dude.
I know about this one, yeah.
You know about this one?
But I'm not used to talk about projects that I'm involved in.
I
But
know
we're
it
happy to
always.
support a little bit as much as we can. So the great effort and the great event that you're putting up there. So
Thank you so much. Thank you so
thank you.
much. Really appreciate it. I guess last year I could say that Bolt Fund ran as a non-profit, meaning it did not profit my pockets at all. Negative. It profited negatively, but it was so. It's really great to have sponsors this time around. And so if you don't want to talk about Albi, I'll talk about it. Albi is a Lightning and Nostr browser extension. It's a secure way of logging into your Nostr applications, but it's more than that as well. It also is able to connect to your node non-custodially through macaroons or several types of integrations that they have, several types of connections that they have, so that you could like spend your Bitcoin on websites using this thing called WebLN. So it's super cool. And a lot of the functionalities on Bolt Fun are actually enabled by Albi and WebLN. So really cool project there. Why this is important, I want to highlight this, like especially people have been copying and pasting private keys into websites, random websites. And I know Aliash is, very deep into like security and stuff. But have you been copying your private keys on different websites? I'm interested to know this because you're security guy.
So before Albi created the Nostr support, I didn't want to commit to any keys. So after that became a thing, I finally said, okay, it's time for me. Even though I've been in this space for a long time, I was just, of course, everybody copy pasted keys around, but I just treated them as disposable. But after seeing how good Albi works, I said, okay, I'm gonna mine a key, I'm gonna commit to something, and so great work.
Nice. All right. Well, thanks for your service, Boomy and team on Get Albi, and thanks a lot for supporting Bolt Fun throughout the past year as well, since our first hackathon, and now with Nostr Hack. And also shout out to Brad Mills, who is also a supporter of ours. Brad Mills is an entrepreneur and an investor in the Bitcoin and Lightning space, and a pretty popular figure. So check out his website and see and learn more about him there. All right, guys. As I mentioned, we have about 45 different projects, right? It's kind of wild. And today we have I think 3 or 4 of the projects that are going to be presenting. But since this is finals day, not everyone is able to participate in these live pitches that we're doing. I want to just explain to people what the process for submissions is going to look like, or judging is going to look like. So let me just pull up here the one example. Okay, give me a second. All right. All right. So this was LightSats was the winning team for our last hackathon, Legends of Lightning. I think it's fair to say that this one was the largest hackathon in Bitcoin to date. And what I want to show you is the format for the pitch that they did, right? So I think it's right there. So this was the pitch for the Legends of Lightning by the LightSats team. I've been getting questions about like what should be included in the pitch and how it should be formatted and whatnot. So typically at these hackathons, because we try to be like virtual and global, not everyone is able to do a live demo to show off their projects, right? So there's different features that you might want to show off, and like different parts of it that just sending someone a link to your project is going to kind of like you just want to highlight it a bit more, right? And maybe some of the judges are going to miss going through the application themselves, right? So it's kind of useful to at least write up or take a video about your project and showcase kind of like those things that the judges might be missing, right? They have 45 projects to go through. So, like if you're able to, for example, here, features, clearly outline what you were able to create, your problem statement right here. LightSats is a pre-coiner self on ramp via tips and gifts. It's a very clear introduction of the project and how they of the project and how they kind of like tackle this problem. They have stuff about the roadmap, which is kind of like future planning. So this is great to see, to show that your project isn't like just for the hackathon, and maybe it has like some future ahead of it. This is super great. Also great for if you are looking to turn this into a business, like I mentioned with Wolf earlier, showing kind of like a roadmap. It's good for other folks who might want to kind of like get in contact with you. We have a lot of investor types asking us for to make connections with folks from the hackathons when they build their projects for whatever reason. They went into like options for monetizations, what they were able to achieve during the hackathon, and like check this example here. It even stated like they increased their Twitter followers, which is an achievement for the project. It may not be something done in code, but the project is more than just code itself. They go into what the tech stack is, some other stats, yep, and talk about the team a little bit, and yeah, some closing statements and where to follow them, etc. So this is a good format to follow for your own written pitches. Yeah, I'll post a link in the show notes there. Aliash, Bumi, do you guys have any advice on what you would like to see on these pitches to make your job a little easier?
Well, I think you covered everything pretty well, and I must say that this pitch looks much better than the one that I raised for Bolt Observer Forum. So I'm definitely excited to see some more information condensed in a short description, since there's a lot of projects, which is great, but not that much time for us to go details on everything. So it might help us a lot, and as you mentioned, not miss some critical details as things go. So I think we're on the right track with these suggestions.
All right.
Very much. This is a good pitch, good inspiration. What I also like always is a bit to have at least a sentence or two about the technical details. How was it implemented? What is there? So this is quite interesting for me, especially in this case of Noster, where a lot of the things are just like being built out and being used in a very creative way.
Most definitely. So some more technical details, and make sure that you highlight things that the judges might potentially miss, or that you really want to kind of like make sure that they don't miss, right? And remember also, your links, sometimes I've seen it, sometimes they don't work. You know, sometimes production goes offline, sometimes the sign up doesn't work. Sometimes when I put in my email there, it's, you know, the validation is wrong or something like that. So if you could do a video, it's also cool. Provide like visuals, screenshots if you are not comfortable on camera, or if you don't want to do voice, or if you're not able to do that. But yeah, just yeah, look at this example, the light sets one. Like I said, it's going to be in the show notes. It was one the Legends of Lightning winner, so that's why I use it as an example here. But it's also a great example of a pitch itself. And with that, I think it's time for us to bring in our first contestant. Wait, hold on. Do I
Hey.
have? Wait, hold on. Let me see. Do I have? I don't know if I have drum rolls here. I don't think I have drum rolls. Damn it! I need drum rolls.
Do the manual drum rolls.
All right, all right. So let's get. I think it's you, Ding.
Hello, hello
How?
everyone. Nice to
Hey,
meet you.
hey. Nice to meet you too.
Hi.
Could you give us a little introduction of about yourself, where you're
Okay,
coming from?
okay. My name is Ding. I am Chinese, and I am currently I'm in China mainland. So I need to cross the firewall, and get touch with you, nice guys. Yeah, thank you. Nice
Thank you
to
so
meet you.
much.
Mm.
That's that's so awesome. And may I ask where your interest in Nostr came about, or
Yeah, yeah.
how
Okay.
did you end up coming across it?
Okay, let me present my slide.
We have all right. Maybe since you have that answer for us, I'm gonna drop the judges back, and then I'll give you the stage for yourself. Okay?
Okay. Uh, drop to the background.
Yeah. Bumi and myself and Aliaj, we're gonna go to the background, and you can share your screen.
Okay, okay,
To the scene.
okay, okay. Can
Okay,
you
that's
see
the
my slide?
screen. Yep, we can see it there, and we'll be in the
Okay,
background there. Okay.
okay, okay. Thank you. And should I go on now?
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, okay. Hello. I will today. I'm excited to introduce my new product that is. It's called nonsense. Yes, it sounds like nonsense, but the goal of this product is to find the valuable content on Nostra network and then bring them to users. So it is a recommender engine. Okay, let me talk about why I want to make this recommender engine. Yeah, every time recently I recommend Nostra clients to my friends, and every time they all there is no exception. They all complain to me one same thing. That is after they have downloaded the client like Damas or Iris or something else, and they created an account, and then they open the timeline. They can see nothing else but the spam or something that like the Damas official account. Yeah, they can't find anything useful, and they have no clue that who to follow or where to find their interesting stuff. So I think, uh, due to the nature of Nostra as a decentralized content network, things are happening on Nostra in every second. users need a way to find out what is happening, especially since they are interested. So there needs a guide to do that. So what is the nonsense? That is a recommend engine that the recommend engine that close the all content event on our main relay servers, and then filter out on, to and then brings only the valuable things to the users. So this is the recommend engine, the nonsense. And currently, how can it do that job? Currently we employed two algorithms. That that is the first one is statistics that we will count a post, likes and replies and the depth of post, and we calculate a score of the post, and then we will repost these posts names the trending post to the users. This is the first ranking algorithm. And the second one, similarity, we used a Jaccard index to calculate the similarity of you and another users. Then if the users similar to you, they likes or replies to some post, we will then post that post to you. That is the second ranking algorithm. Okay. Okay. That is that is the that is what the nonsense do. And right now we have deployed the nonsense on the Nostra network, and I think let's try it out and see what is happening. Okay. Okay. Sorry, networking some jamming. Okay, you see the nonsense. It is a bot account that it will reposting the trending posts. And now this and you can just follow this account to get the trending post. And then right now, I created a fresh new users. I will try to follow this account.
Hey there, Ding.
Okay, yes.
We can't see that part of your screen. I think you're only sharing a tab.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, let me stop my. Okay.
But this looks super cool so far.
Oh,
I'm excited
thank you.
to.
Okay.
It's definitely a problem that people have finding people to follow.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's
I know
why
that.
why I made this. Okay, can
All right, there
you
we
see the? Can you see my brother?
Yep.
Okay, okay. I have followed this. As this fresh new account. I have followed the nonsense account. Then okay, it oops. It should repost to me some. Oops. Maybe there is some networking. Maybe there is some networking. Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry. Just the following, I just get the feed from the account, and I need to do next. What next is send event that mention the nonsense, and then subscribe. Okay, post it. Let me refresh. Okay, there is a nonsense reply that it said, "Hello, Kojima, you nonsense curator is ready. Follow the nonsense curator." Okay, this is a private channel for this account that this account will periodically push the events that will maybe I will interested. Because the account is fresh new, so nonsense know nothing about this account. But if you do some likes, just likes some post and or do some following some account, then nonsense will take use of the data to find out what is best fit to your interest. Okay, let me show some the users channel account. That this is the account for Japanese user. This is Kojima, a Japanese user. You can see the this nonsense will repost mainly most of these accounts. Most of these posts is written in Japanese. Yes, because Kojira is a Japanese user, and this is another nonsense curator for Sherry. Sherry is a Chinese user. You can see the event. Yes, there is some events written in Chinese because Sherry is a Chinese user, and this is a curator for Camry. Maybe you know Camry. He the author of the No Stream. Yes, the the content for the Camry is you can see most of them is written in English. I will say that the nonsense do nothing about the language detection, but only repost the content of user interesting.
This is
Okay.
fantastic. This is fantastic, Dang. Um, yeah, I'll pass it on to Alyosha Bumi first with questions because I see some very interesting technical things are happening in the background there, and they're definitely a bit more technical than I am. But I just I love how you use the reposting and the individual kind of like Nostr users that spin up for each of these curators that are spinning up. But yeah, Aliash, you got any questions?
Well, first off, the name is great. I love it. But also, the solution seems amazing because it's been something that we've been discussing in various circles for quite a while. And I think everyone in this space agrees that discoverability on Nostr is an unsolved problem for now. I'm curious, how do you bootstrap for a new user? So if I create a new account and I want to have suggestions what to follow, how do you give me that suggestions because you have zero history for me? Like what's that? Is there some trust rank based on a trusted users or like this initial bootstrap problem? Because of course, if I have an active account, it's easier to predict what I will like.
Yes, yes. The bootstrap is a difficult problem. Currently, for fresh new users, they have no history in Nostra. That currently we post the trending posting that is which is liked or replied by the most users. We will mark these posts as a trending post and repost it to a user, that fresh new user. But if the users, they can follow these account. Yes, the trending account, the author of trending account, trending post, they will be a trusted users, and they can follow him. And then we will post many other posts from the trusted users or trust the following of these trusted users. Yes, currently, yes, our current solution is almost that, but we are thinking about another solutions like the users can specify that which topics they are interested or something else, and we will do these features in future.
Great, perfect. And I think that the usage of new accounts just shows how early we are, because I never thought about it like this, but it makes complete sense, because if you just need a public key to create a new account, there's essentially zero friction versus some other bird-like platforms that create a lot of frictions, and that would be completely unfeasible. But this way, you have zero friction onboarding of new users, and I think it's a brilliant solution.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would also be interested, where do you see this going in kind of like the future? Like, what's the future interface for this? Is it going to be an API, or is it still going to be like the public key? The individual curators that you follow. Like, how do you see that in the future?
Okay, let's return to my slide. I will talk about what is the future of the nonsense.
Okay, so just a matter of time. We only have, like, let's say about 2 minutes remaining. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
But
I'll do it fast. Okay. Okay. Then okay. Beyond the okay, I will. Yes, it is just a recommended engine that it can have many types of interface. So the next what we will do is a relay. Yes, we will make nonsense as a relay server that allows users to specify what they are interested, like topics, categories, language, or trending something else. Then user can subscribe to the relay and enjoy the content they interested. And the third, we will introduce more data science technologies like the NLP or something like the GPT to make the event even more comprehensible. Will match users' needs. Okay, that's all. Thank you, guys.
that is fantastic work, Ding. This is really awesome, and I could also see ways in which you could monetize this further down the line. That might be something to include in your pitch as well, like how you can use Bitcoin and Lightning Network to, like, earn money so that you can, continue the development of this, right? It's an important aspect of it. All right, thank you so much, Ding. We will go on to the next project now. I'll see you later. I think the next one is supposed to be Noster Wars by Aniket. Hey there, Aniket.
Yeah, let me just share my screen. Yeah, so, like, is my screen visible to you?
Yes. Yep. It's visible. We see ourselves.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, can I just start with my pitch?
Let's get going then. Sure.
Yeah. Uh, Okay. So yeah. So hello everyone. My name is Anipa, and this is my pitch for the Nostrak Hackathon. So I have been developing like a game known as Nostra Wars, which is like a multiplayer space shooting kind of game based on the Nostra protocol. So yeah, the technology stack I use in my project is the Flutter framework, the Flame game engine, and the Nostr tools package, and LNBits API. So all of these tools are like I combined it to create an engaging and exciting gameplay experience in Nostra Wars. So yeah, so Monster Wars is like brings several innovative features to the table that like actually set it apart from other projects. First is like I use the Nostr protocol, specifically the Net04, which enables the players of Nostr Wars to connect with each other in real time, ensuring that like both of the players receive the same game state, eliminating any inconsistency while playing the game. Second thing is like I also integrated the LNBits API in Nostra Wars, which is like acting as an escrow payment system. So what it does is like it allows the players of the game to deposit certain amount of sats into the system before they play the game. But the exciting thing about this is like at the end of the game, the winner of the game will receive double the amount of sats they deposited into the system. So this thing is like adding an extra layer of excitement and engagement for the players as well, and it demonstrates the potential of Lightning Network payments in gaming as well. Finally, like I also implemented a three-way handshake algorithm. The implementation is like just a typical three-way handshake algorithm, uh, but in Nostros it is based on the NIP04. The purpose or the point of view I have for the implementation of three-way handshake algorithm in Nostros is to establish like a secure connection between the players before they start playing the game, which actually prevents like any malicious attacks or interference, and this like adds an extra layer of security and reliability to the game, ensuring that like both of the players have like a seamless and enjoyable gaming experience. So yeah, let's see Nostra Wars. Okay. Mm, yeah. So in like my left browser will act as, let's say, player A, creating the room, and from my right browser I will join the room. Now before starting the game, both of the players need to deposit certain amount of sats into the system. So it is like just 10 sats invoice I am paying from wallet of such OC behind the scenes. So I paid this particular invoice for creating the room. The user needs to click on this button. Yeah, so the invoice is paid. Now I did not pay this invoice to join the room. So if the user clicked on check invoice paid button, it will display a snack bar showing that the invoice is not paid. So now I will pay the invoice to join the room as well. Uh, yeah, yes. So I paid the invoice of joining the room as well. Yes. So this will create keys for the users. Like the key handling part in Nostra Wars is into my to do. It is not implemented in the hackathon, but I will take a look at it integrating with Nostra Connect or like the Nostra extensions for key management. But yeah, now onwards it's generating keys. So let's copy this and pop and uh, paste it here. Click on join room. When the user clicks on join room, a three-way handshake algorithm will happen between both of these players, ensuring that both of the players are connected to the same relay, and the connections between both of the players is secure. Yeah, just do this again, paying the invoice. Uh, the invoice. Three-way handshake algorithm will take place, and the game will start. There is actually a little bit of delay in the game that I'm trying to figure out when, like after the game starts, after the three-way handshake algorithm happens. So both of these players can play the game. There is a lag in the game as well. Uh, so like this is actually a known issue. It happens several times when the connection between the two players. There are connection between the two players, but when trying to receive and send the game state, there is a little bit of delay, for which a lot of different times both of the players actually lost the game, and this is what happens. Uh, but yeah, so that's why like I also made just a small video as well. So like I have like some, like how many minutes do I have for the presentation?
Um, would you let's see, you could even do questions from the judges and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah, that's
or
fine.
do you, yeah, yeah, which one do you prefer?
Like I have just like a small video of 1 minute that
Okay,
I made for the
okay,
showcase.
go on,
Like if
go on.
stuff goes wrong when in the
Live
live
demos, right?
demonstration, like in the good side, I made a video.
You see, no one would have known
Yeah,
if there was delay. We could have just blamed it on the connection here, right? So you
no,
that's a tip for next
that's
time.
not correct, I think. So yeah, so so the invoices are generated. Now I will try to pay the invoice of the left browser.
Hmm.
Yeah, so the invoice is paid. I will try to pay the snack bar. The invoice is not paid. Let's pay the invoice of the right browser as well. Yeah, the invoice is paid. I will copy the npub of the left browser, paste it on the right browser to join the room. The room is, yeah, join. Play the game. Little bit of delay.
Nice.
There is a lot of lag in the game as well, actually.
Yeah, I mean that's to be expected from a hackathon. I think this is tremendous work,
Yeah.
and it
So yeah, the
especially.
winner will receive the withdraw of
Um,
the double sats they deposited in the right browser.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
this
that's
is
all.
fantastic work. I remember you made a tic tac toe game as well some time ago, but you used regular WebSockets, and I think I was trying to convince
Yes.
you in March last year or so. In our first
Yes.
hackathon, I was trying to convince you to use Noster instead. but
Yes.
but it's amazing that Yeah, it's amazing that you've gotten there. Do you have any questions from the judges?
So no, like, do you like the project? That's it.
Of course.
First of all, super cool project. Very creative use of the protocol. I like that. That's very nice. Can you mention again how do you exchange the game state? That's NIP04 encrypted messages. Did I understand that correctly?
Yeah, I've been using NIP04. So like, what's happening is, uh, in the like the player side, I am sending X, Y, the position of the players, and health, which is nothing but the like the bullets shot, the health of the players, and the parsing of this X, Y, and health attributes is happening client wide. Similarly, like how the encryption and decryption takes place client side, the parsing happens after the like the event is decrypted on the client side. The parsing will take place, and the X, Y, and health attributes will be shared with the Flame game engine to update the player state. So that's what's happened.
Okay, great. Thanks for the explanation. Yeah. How will it be in the future? Ariash, go on. Sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
I was wondering if you also have chat or other communication features planned for the project.
Yeah, yeah. So like I have like a lot of feature plan in my mind. One of the features is like a lead board kind of feature. Like when one of the player wins the game, uh, we will like make like event publicly that this particular player won the game, and he this particular player lost the game, and this is the sets. Like this idea is similar to how the feeds we have on Bolts one, which is like filtered with the hashtag Noster hack tag. So I have that particular idea in my mind as well, and some different ideas as well to connect with like the extensions for key management, Noster Connect, and some other stuff. So yeah.
Okay, nice. What was the biggest challenge implementing it?
Uh,
Sorry, did you?
Hello.
Yeah. Do you have anything? What was the biggest challenge while you were for you to implement this project?
Uh, could you please like just repeat this question? There is a little bit of lag on my side, I think.
The question was, what was the most difficult part of implementing this project?
Oh yeah. The most difficult part is actually what to say. Like the complete project implementation is difficult for me. Like before the hack, I did not actually have like the development knowledge of Noster. Like I know a little bit about the event and relay stuffs, what happens behind the scene, the NIP04, like per identity verification stuff. That's it I know about Noster. But like when the hack started, I decided to learn Noster as well. I've gone through like the MTG workshop which he uploaded, where I understand like what happens with the event object that we publish or subscribe to from the relays. So yeah, like the complete project implementation is like a difficult task for me.
Well, you've done a fantastic job in 2 weeks. Also have
Totally.
Bitcoin integration in there, and yeah, amazing. We're gonna go on to the next one. We're running a bit late now, but thank you so much for participating in all these different
Yeah, thanks.
hackathons that we've been putting on, and you're doing an amazing job. By the way, big shout out to Anipai. He has like a whole Flutter course using WebLN that he's posted to BoldFun. I'll also add that in the show notes there. So if you
Yes.
like Flutter and Dart, he has like a very extensive list of like tutorial about building a WebLN app using Flutter Web, I believe. And you have another one that you recently released as well, right?
Yeah, it is like a personal Bitcoin tip card that I made with the integration of BTC Pay server.
Yes.
And yeah, another project which is like the Savior Bitcoin testnet wallet.
All right. Awesome. All right.
Uh, yeah,
Let's move on to Quinton. We'll put those links in the show notes. Thank you so much for participating in our hackathons, and again,
yeah,
amazing work, especially starting from zero. Really amazing. Awesome work.
thanks. Thanks a lot.
Quinton, how are you doing, sir? Sorry, we're a little behind time here, but it's your turn now. You're muted, so
Okay, thank you, no problem, and thanks for having me. So yeah, um, so should I wait? So let me
just get started. Yeah. Let's
uh,
just get started.
let's get started.
Have you
Let me
figured
share
out
my
how you're going to
screen
be sharing your
first.
screen?
It's gonna be a bit clunky, but yeah. So well, let me share this first. Can you see it?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, this is just my BoltFun project page, which I will just use as a background to talk about things basically. So yeah. So basically, I made an app also with Flutter. And well, the cool thing about Nostr is that you can really reuse if you have like a skeleton code of okay, I fetch my contacts and I fetch my profile, and then you can really reuse it into all kinds of different things. So I was working on an app which was basically some kind of contact lists with like also Lightning integration through the Lightning addresses. And but then last weekend I was listening to the Nostrovia podcast, and the guy from the Nostrovia podcast, I think he mentioned that yeah, you could build some kind of micro app which uses Shamir's secret sharing to do social recovery of your Nostr private key. So that's why that's when I thought that okay, it might be cool to enter the hackathon a bit last minute and submit this. So I did most of the front end code already existed for a long time. I had it from a previous project even a long time ago, but most of the work was done yesterday actually. And so yeah, I worked on it together with a friend of mine, and well, we were able to ship something quite fast yesterday. So the basic idea is that the app will well that you log into the app, and then it will show your oh yeah, you cannot see this probably. Can you see this? No, wait, can you? Hmm.
What are you trying to show now? Because we still see the project page.
I'm trying to show a screen from the app, basically. Wait, let me. Yeah, I think now you can see the screen probably.
Yep.
Right. So what you do is first you have your private key, which you haven't lost, and then you log into the app, and then basically the app will fetch your contacts, And what you should do then is you should select a number of contacts. I think there's okay, there is some kind of lag or something. Then you can basically select a set of contacts, and you can let me. That's it. Sorry. Yeah. Well. Yeah. So. Sorry for the difficulties.
You wanna show it on the on your phone as you did earlier?
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think that works fine.
Yeah, that would be better. But let's do something else actually. Let me.
Live demos, you gotta love them, right?
Yeah, you gotta love them. So let's again. I guess. Wait. Alle? Nee, wacht. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it like this.
Oh, there we go.
This should
Perfect,
be fine, right?
perfect.
So
Yep, that works.
highly technological screen sharing. So let's start the app. So okay. So first we get into this screen, so we can either log in with our private key, or we can recover, which we will do later. So let's log in with our private key. So this is a test private key. And now the app should be fetching my contacts. So these are the people that I follow on this account. So what you can then do is you can select a number of people. So let's select my main account. Let's select my friend Renee. Let's select my friend Amy. And now, well, basically the thing is that you would recover with 2 shares out of 3 is not something which is super great, because it's not super secure, because if any of these 3 people, if any 2 of these 3 people now come together, they can actually recover your private key. So basically, ideally you would have more shares, like 10 or something, and then you would have 4 shares out of 10. And ideally, these people do not know each other and do not know that they are together in this quorum, basically. So then there is also personal message. So what the share button now will do, and I will start the sharing, basically. And then, yeah, we should have sent it to these 3 people. And I will now ping them on Slack. So that I can recover my shards, basically. So we can also, just to make sure that this works fine, we will now erase the content of the simulators, and then we can we can restart the app. So let me ping my colleagues Renee and Amy. Right.
Whilst we wait there for them, I really love this the screen share that we have on there.
Great.
Very innovative.
I think there is an issue with this iPhone. Okay, so that's Renee's part. So now we should actually already be able to. Okay. Okay, and that's Amy's part. Okay, so okay, so let's start the app again because now it should be launched from a clean slate. And I have the 2 shards here, so we will be ready to start the recovery procedures while we wait for the app to launch. Yeah, so the nice thing about Flutter actually is that I can also build this as a desktop app, as a web application, as an Android application, and as an iOS application. So that's actually the nice thing about it. So now we want to recover from 2 shares, and let's paste the shares that I've recovered. We have some overflow error apparently. Okay, so let's start the recover procedure. And we are fetching the contacts, and as you can see, we are logged into the same account. And here you have the account page, and then you can copy your recover your private key here, and you can see to verify that it works. You can see your public key here, basically. So basically, yeah, that's it. That's all there is to this app. So yeah.
Well, awesome work. Recovery is something that Aliash, you just mentioned that you were really scared of generating these private keys and copying and pasting them into websites, and so you ended up mining for your own pub key, right?
Finally, exactly.
Yeah, so would you be splitting up your private key into shards? I will definitely hold one for you if you'd like, by the way.
I'm not sure I trust you enough for that. No, but great stuff, and it also made me think, because not just recovery, this could potentially be useful as a way to nullify the key. So like you have 10 friends and 5 of them can vouch if your key gets hacked or something in that scenario, because that's also an important thing currently. Like when your key gets exposed, you can never delete it, so you need to kind of sort of signal that this account is not yours anymore. So I think maybe something like that could be used.
All right, but what information would you share then in that case?
I haven't thought it that far through.
Right. So, but yeah, obviously you can share any kind of information, not just your own private key. You can share private keys for Bitcoins. You can share anything really, basically. So yeah.
Yeah. You get like a bunch of extra points from me just for the point of including contacts in this. This has been something that I've been super excited about for.
Yeah.
Connection.
I think you're back. Yeah, it's fine. Or not?
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just saying contacts. I love it. Extra points for me.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, we're running a bit out of time here. Looking forward to see your pitch. Have you posted it as yet?
No, I have a Bolted Fun page, but I haven't made any pitch yet. No.
All right, so make sure you write up the pitch. I think you saw like the example that I gave there. That's like a good example of how to organize a pitch. Really awesome work. You just did it yesterday. Okay, awesome. Like that's a big flex there. That's a big flex, but really cool. And yeah, maybe you could talk about like some future use cases and stuff down the line as well. That could be quite useful. But yeah, really awesome work. We have Christoph here, and a little behind time, so we'll move on to him now. Thank you so much, Quentin.
Hi, Quentin.
Hi there.
Hey there, Christoph. Yeah, sorry for the wait. It's your time.
Oh, good. No, thanks for having me.
Your time to shine.
Awesome, cool. So let's jump right in it because I am a little bit short on time. So my project, well, I'm Christoph. I'm do all kinds of things in the Bitcoin design community, usually just Bitcoin related, but this Bitcoin related stuff led me into Nostr because around October, I was designing a community feedback feature for wallet scrutiny, where people can leave security reviews and discuss them on Bitcoin wallets. And in there, I had to learn a bit more about Nostr, and I was designing this commenting feature and realized people should be able to register. Then I had to figure out how registration works and setting up a profile and all of the complexities with that. And then I thought, well, is every Nostr client going to have its own registration flow? That seems a bit weird. Maybe there's a micro app there. But then I forgot about it, and then I had to set up the Bitcoin design Nostr profile, and I realized how complex and hard that actually was to set up a profile really well. Like what's NIP5? How do you choose which relays to pick? When you post something, how do you even know which relays it went to? Some people then had discoverability problems where they couldn't find the profile, all kinds of stuff. So I've been tinkering with this design for a while and messed with code a little bit since October. Well, December I did a bunch of work there. But then forgot about it, dismissed it because other projects had priority. And then along comes BoltFun with his awesome hackathon. So I thought I'm going to use this opportunity to take the design bits and the code bits that I have and try to get a first version working. And that's what I'll talk about right now. So here is the BoltFun. I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller here so I can show how it works. So here's the website on BoltFun. I also just posted a pitch for it with some designs and some details that I'll go over now. So the use case, the target audience for this is, by the way, at nostr.me. You can try it out now too. It's live, and it might work for you, maybe not. So the idea is that the 99.99% of people in the world that are not on Nostr yet, they will need to create a profile at some point. And ideally, we don't have to make them read NIPs in order to get set up properly. And unlike, I know apps or clients like Snort, they also recently introduced an onboarding flow, but that's different. Snort onboards people onto Snort. Nostr ideally onboards people onto the Nostr ecosystem. So whether they use Snort or they do blogging or DMing or play Nostr Wars or use Nossense or whatever else, and any client they want, they're good. They're set up for all of this type of stuff. It doesn't touch any nodes. It's just profiles. Let's take a look at how this works. So we have a simple onboarding flow, consists of about 10 different screens. Lots of polish needs to be done here. So you enter some basic information about yourself. I'm just going to skip through this real quick. Which is, this is kind of every sign-up flow has this basic information. Then we go into the profile pick, where, it gets a little bit different because we're going to have to upload it somewhere else. But I can do this here, or I can skip it. Then we go into the keys. So we let people know that we created this account for them. They can copy it. Ideally, there's also an option here where this is probably something that needs to come later, where it doesn't do it here, but it asks you to install a browser extension. So you don't paste your keys back and forth. But this is the recovery phrase. Design practices, this is basically what the Bitcoin Design Guide recommends here. Then I have to verify it, which I'm just going to click through real quick here. Just hack the system. It might take me, I just have to click them in the right order, which, let's see. Can I get it done? How quickly can I get it done? No. Okay, cool. So now I have it verified. Then it introduces me to my private key and how to back it up, which clients to use. For all these things, it links out, the website links out to other clients and tools to use. Then I get my public key that I also need to copy. It tells me that this is my public ID that I can share with other people. Then we go into the NIP5 handle and where I can get that. I don't expect a lot of people to fill this out, but even if they skip it, they're aware that this exists now and what the role of all these different pieces are. Then make people follow some sample accounts. I really need some good sample accounts here where someone can follow, I don't know, music, news, world news, other stuff. Ideally, people are just set up with something that populates their feed whenever they go into a client with something that they might find useful here. But if I don't want to, I can also untoggle these. Then we go into Bitcoin and Lightning addresses and how that works. Then we go into relays. So the site has, I don't know, 15 relays. It picks a few random ones that are good starting points. And this is where it also has to explain people, like, what's the point of these relays? And for all of these things, we need to let people know that this is just a starting point. You're going to tweak this later. You don't have to get it perfect now. This is just to get you off the ground. Then we do a quick summary of all the content that you've entered. That looks good. And then I'm not going to press save here because that will actually save it. I'm going to manually go to the done screen. So now my profile, we tell the user, your profile is set up. You are all good to go. Now here are all these other things that you can do now. I can view my profile, or I can download Damas or Amethyst or Snort or Blockstack. There are different activities. There's also a link out to a small directory with applications where I can find different things to do. Or I can go and view my profile, which is not going to show anything because I didn't actually save it. So I'm going to, on the homepage here, look at some profile. Let's look at the profile of Fishcake here. So this is an example profile, of course, of a user who has already done a ton of activity. Shows basic profile information. I can see what badges they have. That's a nice one. Can see that they've been reported a few times for all kinds of explicit content. There's some zaps. And some of this stuff's really half-baked. For the zaps, I think it would be cool. Here, the idea is that they have different treatments, the higher the amount was. Reports, there's all kinds of stuff still missing here, but it basically works. Yeah, and then you can copy paste. I think, yeah, Albi also picks it up. So it puts the Lightning address in as a meta tag, I think. So you can just pay them right away. There's also some options here for viewing this profile in some other clients or your default client. Or you can download the profile data, or you can actually just look at the source here. And I found this really helpful for my own profile because I realized that some client posted incorrect data. They broke my following feed by, so I don't know which client did it, but it basically stored my relay list as my following feed. And now my home feed is broken in all applications. So actually being able to dig into the data is pretty helpful. And it would be cool here if there's also some way, like a profile healer, where it tells you, like, there's something wrong here. Maybe you should fix this. And that's kind of it. You also have theming here. So let's take a look at a different profile, Pavlinix. Yeah, this is one of the things here. Here's Pavlinix with his beautiful flower pattern here that I chose for him, of course. Yeah, so you can have different themes here. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. You create a profile, you set it up, you have all the different tools to manage profiles that you need. And you have all these jumping off points. Like, let's say you have a badge, it links out to badges.page. If you have saps, maybe it links to some other service for sapping. So it links out to all of these other activities. Yeah, and that's kind of it. Let's look at a couple other things. Since Boomi asked about NIPs, here's a list of all the NIPs that are supported and that maybe I'm considering supporting, like external identities, Noster Connect, lists, and application-specific data for storing stuff like which theme you'd like for your profile. But these are all the other ones that are supported. There's lots of stuff missing, lots of polish all over the place, proper profile editing, external signers, an activity checklist that maybe tells you things you can do in Noster, that you may play a round of chess, chat with someone, play a game to expose you to the full ecosystem. Relay management is very, very difficult, and sometimes the website just breaks because of it. Help sections, zapping, a bunch of other stuff. If this were to be a business, which I'm not thinking about at all, it would probably be pro accounts for features that require some type of server, like handles, image upload, backing up, private relays, or cosmetics, just fun stuff, some themes that are locked, or customization, or buy a badge, or just support it in any way, but not really thinking about that right now. And that's it. I've probably forgot a bunch of things, but I think that's it for now.
Definitely big shout out to some awesome design, amazing design work there, Christoph. As expected, I guess.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Bumi, you got any question? What did you think about that?
It's beautiful. It's an amazing onboarding flow. I very much feel the pain, and I try to onboard a lot of the people to Noster, and exactly what you said is always an issue. That's a great flow. Do you actually have plans days, or do you have plans to expand that into a bigger Noster client that you can send messages to, or is it always focused on showing the profiles?
No. So micro app. I don't have time for it, and I think it's better if people if we focus a little bit, because like I said earlier, this is meant to introduce you to the ecosystem, not to one specific activity. So if there was a client, the client would have to choose its priority, and then the design would have to target that a bit more. So I don't think nothing I would. Yeah. And but I'm also thinking that maybe this could be the onboarding flow for some other client. Like, let's say, some commenting feature, it just links to this onboarding flow with a callback, and then after it's done, it says, oh, cool, now you're set up. Now go back to completing your comment on XYZ. So the other project doesn't have to build out this whole thing. So I don't know, there are all kinds of options, but right now it's really just, I like having fun with it, but if no one else will, then I will also spend less time on actually fixing up all these things. But if it's something that resonates, then awesome. Let's do it.
I would like to bring up both Ding and Quintin, who are hanging out in the background still here, because hey there, Ding. I see Quintin is available. Yeah. One of the reasons why I wanted to bring you guys up is because I see this as a perfect way to implement both of you guys' work. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I would love to see some explorations in that. Ding, what do you think about it?
Yeah.
How can
maybe the no sense not only recommend the post, but also maybe it can recommend some people you should follow, and I think we can integrate the no sense into the no star. That recommend some people you can follow.
Yeah, that would be fantastic, especially if that bootstrapping part of your you have 0 people, maybe what your maybe what the after the private key is generated, and then shared with a bunch of your potential contacts or whatever, or we'll have to figure that part out. Invite your friends or something, find your friends. The next part could be to what things are you interested in, and that could feed into the recommendation engine, which could potentially give you a list of accounts and curator and stuff like that. I'm super excited. I don't know, I'm waffling about how the integration could work, but I definitely think that there's some magic there, and if you guys are up for talking together, I think
I think the social recovery could also be included in the flow.
Yes.
Maybe, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. I want to thank you guys so much. Thank you, Christoph, for presenting. Thank you, Quintin, Ding, Aniket, he's not here right now, but thank you all for all the work that you've done. Please remember to put in your pitches. These were just 4 of the pitches. You still have time until 23:59 UTC to write up your pitches, to highlight parts of what you've done over the past couple weeks so that judges don't miss it. And Mo from the Bitcoin design community says, lovely presentation, guys. And definitely, I would say it's been very lovely. Thank you all so much for your time. I'm going to close off the stream soon after a few words. But thank you again. Thank you again.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, all.
Boomster. You muted. You muted.
I muted. Default error. That was amazing. What an amazing start. What amazing project. So.
Right? These were just 4 of them, though.
Yeah. And, we got everything. Like, from one quickly developed in a day, and it's there, right? To somebody who just learned Nostr 2 weeks ago and put up such an amazing use case, and then obviously such a beautiful onboarding screen that onboarding flow that we've just seen from Christoph there. So
yeah, and the game as well. I mean, like that's he like I don't know if you remember that project. He made a tic-tac-toe in Shock the Web 2, right? And I was really trying to convince him, like, please, you use WebSockets there, so just use Nostr, just use Nostr. But hey, everything has their time, right? Everything has its time, and it seems now the time is for Nostr. What's your take on the ecosystem and how things are developing so far? We haven't spoken for so long. I hope I get to have a chat with you this weekend at the summit. But what's happening?
Dude, what's happening? There's so much happening. It's unbelievable. So this is the thing that amazes me the most, and I did not expect it at all, is the sheer speed of innovation that we are seeing here in the Nostr space. There are so many projects, so many creative, amazing, talented people pushing it forward, and this is unbelievable. So we went from hardly usable, like from a few months ago, weeks ago, I don't know, like not too long ago, to something that I can really show, like, I don't know, my grandmother even would say. So, and to use cases of, going into gaming and so on, or even like solving the problem with private keys. Humans are really bad at handling private keys, but with these tools now it becomes easy. So yeah, it's amazing. I'm blown away. I don't even know what to say here.
I think we've been talking about some of these innovations, and Bitcoin needs to like start moving with some innovation and some wackiness and experimentation and stuff for a while now. That's why kind of like I was so excited when you were working on the Lightning browser extension like back in the day, and to see all those things kind of build up to what it is now, and how Albi especially is playing a big role in that. It's like it must feel very good for you. Like for me, it brings almost a tear to the eye to see how everything's coming together now.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the web is such an innovation platform, right? It's very accessible for developers, and it's very accessible for users, and we're using all these web technologies in various ways, so this is really, we are seeing this Cambrian explosion of Nostr, Bitcoin, Lightning applications right there.
Yeah, I see. I saw some. By the way, I'm trying to popularize this thing called Noosts. Right. Like, what do you call a post on Nostr? I'm going for Noost. Right. Noost. I'm starting a whole cat. Noost it, and then you could boost the Noost.
Bam, we have it.
Right? But I saw a news recently about like some user who just onboarded to Nostr like a few weeks ago, and they didn't really even know about Bitcoin, but they ended up having like $500 in zaps right? In their Bitcoin wallet. I mean, like that's kind of like these technologies coming together. Also, I've heard about different services, making like a couple hundred a day on providing Noster related services. That's great. I'm actually another campaign is getting more people to think about um, lifestyle businesses, creating lifestyle businesses in the ecosystem. Not just those that are trying to get big for like venture unicorn style stuff. That's great, but hey, if you could like sustain yourself as a developer or a designer or like some product maker, I think that's a good enough start, right? And with like paid relays or handles or whatever else, maybe clients and skins. Christoph was talking about like, hey, why not be able to skin your client and pay for those upgrades just as you do in Fortnite? Maybe you're a designer and you're just creating skins for clients. Because this rewilding of the web, as David King says in one of our first presentations, talks, it's kind of happening with Nostr, right? Everyone's having their own clients. It could be as wacky and whatever. Maybe start incorporating some skins and allowing people to customize their web experience like they used to do during MySpace era.
Yeah, and just as Christoph just said, also micro apps. So this is a very specialized application that does one thing and one thing really well for a certain group of users that then obviously are also willing to pay for that. So so that's the best thing, right? So that we have this open innovation there, and people can just build apps and provide certain services. So
yeah, it's super exciting. Again, thank you, Bumi, for all what you've done for us and with us. Really appreciate the Albi team. Shout out to them, all of our other sponsors as well, all the other judges as well. And everyone, remember to post your pitches. Today is the day. Post your pitches. 23:59 UTC. That is the last chance that you have. And then we get into judging. I'll be sending out the scorecards and stuff to everyone. But thank you, everyone. Thank you, Bumi. Signing off.
Thank you. Awesome. See you soon.